Today on the Oceania 7K World Cup 2026, a South American team faces an European team. Two teams that actually have a decent history in the World Cup. Team Peru, the team coming from a very strong campaign last year. Team Poland trying to gain back some momentum from their previous performances. I am Sergio85, and alongside with me, the commentary booth is Mifa.
Hey, hello there. Well, welcome. We're back once again. This time, we got quite a bit of a back-to-back spicy matches. Although, I think in the last time Japan versus Venezuela ended up 5-1. But and also as well, I think Hong Kong versus Thailand ended up almost a tiebreaker on the B stream, which is 3-5 on Thailand's victory, I assume. So this is going to be an interesting one, knowing this is also a winners bracket, if I remember correctly.
Indeed. So no eliminations from both of these teams. Should they find themselves in the wrong side of the ending of this match. But I'd say though, like there are two very interesting players one from both teams. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be playing a lot of this match. I think this might be a battle of who's the better supporting player. I'd say.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It is pretty obvious knowing who are the definitive carries for both teams, and it is really saying something that the carry is gonna help you a
Wow!
lot. Actually, that's
Oh
quite. I think.
wow!
Yeah, okay, all right.
Wow!
I think we've seen this protect from Peru, no? I think EX3 was
Oh
the. I think
wow!
protect actually. So we're seeing mini tiebreaker being protected. So Poland will have to protect something that might actually be, interestingly enough, actually gonna be Rise 5 to Tetsubaba.
Yeah. Like, don't mind my reaction for this one because this is the first time I'm seeing an EX3 being protected at all. Even even during like the finals, grand finals weekend from last year's World Cup when EX picks were introduced. Like, I've never seen that being protected at all. Like, wow.
Oh, actually, Poland banning hybrid one, which is fairly understandable, knowing Peru's all-roundedness is really what's playing into their hands at this point. So that's understandable. But Peru's, on the other hand, maybe banning one of the LNs, I feel like. Yeah, there you go. No LN coordination at all.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much expected really for Team Peru here. I'm pretty sure Team Peru is going to be gunning for a lot of the accuracy really throughout this entire match. Team Poland, I know they're more of a LN team, sort of, in a way. So I'm kind of
So, yeah,
surprised that
yeah, mostly.
I'm sort of yeah, I'm surprised that Tetori's got banned actually, considering that the chart kind of favors their skill set for the most part, but maybe there's the accuracy factor as well.
Yep. Going for protect straight away for Peru. Did just mini tiebreaker at the very beginning of the match.
I mean, I have a theory. You know how like what time is it in Peru right now? Are they pretty sure it's like early in the morning there or
Uh,
like something
I
like that?
think
So they might
no.
be or
Yeah,
actually
South
not early in the
America
morning, like almost noontime.
just just about 9, 10 a.m. If you want to take a guess, maybe just 9 to 10 a.m. I feel.
Yeah, maybe this might be their wake up pick. Like get the blood flowing through their fingers, get some energy going. Like just putting some shock in their system really to get their systems going. That might be the theory here.
So when you're saying that this is their warm up, quote unquote, this is their warm up. They haven't warmed up at all, so they warm up with this. Yeah, this is looking to be a interesting one, knowing that their protects are just like that, and Peru is knowing they have been protecting a lot of the aggressive stuff right out of the gate. And we're seeing right now, which is we're having an early intro break there from Wolfu there, which not going to be that great, but it's definitely still the intro anyways.
Yeah, I think super early in the chart, a lot of things can happen, especially in the chart like structured this in this manner. Though maybe Wolfu might want to try to get their accuracy up. Most likely Shio with the first miss coming from the Peruvian side of the screen, and Josiah completing the full team reset here, and that actually means Poland will be snatching the lead, but only by a very small margin. Remember, we have a long chart ahead of us.
Yeah, it is. That is just the tip of the iceberg for most of the draws. Really, what really comes up is just the mini checks of this, and then that's a team reset for Peru.
That's a bigger team reset actually. This is a relatively calmer section that we're seeing like right now. Like it was like simple mini jacks. Both players actually finding misses on Shio. Yet another one on that chord. And that actually means Poland will be pulling just slightly ahead. But you have to remember, look at the accuracies from the Peruvian players. They are well within striking distance, and a miss coming from Wolf is draining that lead really fast.
98.8, Joshua trading that out there, but it's still just about 5,000, give or take, of a lead. But Zhetka is doing all they can to carry it.
Yeah, like, Poland is hinging, is really relying on Baguette right now. And thankfully, Wolfu gets to that 400 combo cap before this break section, and that actually allows Poland to try and stretch that lead just a little bit. Though they have to be super careful with these LNs, and now this section right here.
Yeah, this section just about before we enter the transition here is just all they can. Shields another break there. Not going to be that much of a break. That's another break from Joshua as well. There's actually no combos that are from Peru. Poland is still staying strong with this.
And here comes a pretty decent chord stream section here. Team Poland is going to be stretching the lead as it stands.
Yeah, all they had to do is to withstand the amount of LNs after this, knowing that Poland will have their only shot to get a breakpoint out of this. But Wolfu, another mistake coming out of that. And here's the LN section right here. Oh, this is not looking good. And actually, Wolfu's trading. Joseph's actually trading that out. There's no lead whatsoever in this final 15 seconds or so on this chart. Oh, this is getting very dangerous here. No, it isn't. 3 digits here.
Oh my god.
3 digits. There's
Peru
no
doesn't want to
here.
Oh,
actually,
Peru
is it?
Yeah, I think that's it. That's it.
456 points. Oh my goodness me.
Also, oh my goodness me. Baguetka, what is that FC? What?
13,200 FC on this is just absolutely insane on this. Bajeka doing all they can to carry, but unfortunately Wolf would take way too many damage at the end there. Unfortunate, but that is a point for Peru. Their own protect being paid off just barely.
Actually, now that you think about it, this pick actually being disclosed kind of bodes very well for Poland here if they want to look into the hybrids, like the other hybrid charts in this pool. So that might be something that a lot of us will have to take note of going into the later stages of this match. Should it go the distance, Poland going for the faster of the 2 chord stream picks that we have right now. And this is pretty much a standard Polish picking strategy here.
Yeah, this is just about a comfort zone that Poland can do, and at least in terms of a rice pick or just faster core stream, this is definitely one of their best bets. But on the other hand, on the same token though, I think Peru is already warmed up to it. knowing that their warm up is just that. It's just quite a lot of density being picked up. So this is definitely Peru is definitely looking much readier this time.
Well, there's a pretty messy start coming from Josiah right there. Missing like getting a perfect start on the very first note of the chart, but they have recovered very fast. But that slight mishap does mean that Poland will be getting a very small lead at the opening moments of this chart, but we'll see if that remains as we get into the later stages here. The people to watch here again are Shio and Bagetka. Their accuracies are really going to be very important, and especially now for the supporting players. What I mean, because as it stands, Josiah is holding on to a better accuracy compared to Wolfu right now.
Yeah, just about 15% of difference there between Wolfu and Josia here. And Bagetka and Shio is just pretty much matched, although slightly under for Bagetka, but it's still just about 2,000 point of difference.
To remember as well that this chart is a fairly short pick, especially compared to the previous one. Oh wow! That's a huge miss.
Alright, one mistake coming out of Peru's side. That is still just about 2,000, but Wolfu needs to regain that footing on terms of accuracy, knowing Josia can actually just pretty much offset that.
Yeah, like as it stands, like, the average accuracy lead is still in Peru. And if Shio manages to get that ratio up, this lead is definitely not safe. We're already seeing the score gap flicker just a few moments,
there.
And there you go.
Oh god, Wolf was actually trying to retake that lead back up, and Josia's actually doing much more 300s. This time Shio's actually recovering quite nicely over there. Oh, this is actually gonna go down to the wire, and again, just about 1,000 point there. My goodness, I mean, what is
really
this
close
matchup here?
Oh my god.
86 300s.
This is not a core jack pick, by the way. Can we have to emphasize that this is not a core jack pick?
Well, this is, even though this is the second easiest to get a ratio on, but it's still, you know, just absurd. And now there's the core jack pick coming out from Peru. Oh boy, what is it gonna be in terms of 300 count? I guess.
This is gonna be a really interesting pick here. Now, we are still at the stage where the core jacks are statistically the most probable point a lower seeded team could snatch a point from their higher seeded counterparts. We've seen that happen last weekend. And again, as I said, we're still at that stage. So this can go any way.
You remember that Shio definitely, I think it was Shio that was getting like the single digit 300 on the core jack on rank 132.
Oh yeah.
This is the one. I think the lowest to boot is like 51 from Suzuha from Japan. This is definitely much more reachable in that way, but this is you have to remember. I think that knowing that the denser cores are, I think it's arguably easier to accent most things, which I think Shio definitely has that.
Depends now on how things will unfold over the next few moments as we are about to start Soyo. Oh man. We have a substitution coming from Team Poland. Unfortunately, I'm not sure how to pronounce their name, and I'd rather not butcher a username live on stream.
Yeah, I don't want to either, but they're using mirror, so maybe there's some line blocks happening on the column, I feel like.
Indeed.
Okay, 300%, nothing too crazy. 2 left.
Okay, so I just saw someone give us a pronunciation guide. Apparently, it's Shishku.
All right.
I hope that's correct. And I said it. And I said the name. Oh, that's unfortunate.
That is trade for trade apparently, but well, I guess not really. But well, that's actually quite a bit of a trouble actually holding on to anchors like this.
Well, yeah, I think they might have just a problem really being able to keep up with the anchors so throughout this entire chart. I mean, we've seen the misses really come in as we see the notes fall, which is unfortunate. And I'm not really, yeah, I'm not exactly like someone who would be questioning like the team composition here, but at least maybe we gotta clear this guy on.
Yeah,
because
well,
they're doing really well. Like this is still a really hard chart.
Like at the best thing is like I don't think it's like 200. I think being drunk. I think it's more like a 50 or 100 or something along those lines, which I think is pretty common in Korjak. So it's definitely one thing to worth noting that maybe the ratio is actually carrying that. But regardless, though, I think this is well.
Oh wow!
This is
They said
shaping.
that.
Oh, this is shaping to be I think 11 300s most likely.
Oh,
13. Oh, okay. Well, not quite as I. Well, that is a score to beat. Apart from 51 that we saw just earlier. Well, 70 for Bejetka, which is also very very good score for a Korjak pick like this, and unfortunately for Zosha as well, 350s, which unfortunately ruined that view nonetheless.
That's unfortunate. But yeah, like unfortunate 50s. Unfortunate 50s. So that means that Team Peru will be leading this match 3-0.
Yeah.
Though, I gotta give a shout out to Shishku though for getting a really good score. Korjaks, while sure we're seeing pretty wild scores. Korjaks aren't exactly the easiest to play.
It's easiest to play, but it's also the easiest to mess up if you're not getting the second footing to help quick enough. Knowing that the wild variance in scores in Korjak is pretty very divisive. Knowing you can get many like 10 times more misses than 200s or something along those lines.
That's why like there's a joke inside the commentary team that Korjaks are like, it's either when you play Korjaks, it's either you're super good at them or you're gonna find misses all over the place. Nothing in between.
Yeah, you either get 990k or just 700k, kind of.
Yeah. Like that's how Korjaks work in 7K.
Yep. Poland's pick being Totetsu Banban, which is their protect. I mean, this is the pick that you have to do, otherwise you don't get a second chance after this.
Indeed. Well, Team Poland has to start getting some points though. They gotta stop the bleeding.
Yeah, they have to start it now, or otherwise they don't have a second chance on trying to combat whatever Peru is trying to pick here. Knowing 2 EX picks are still viable for Peru right now.
This chart is so interesting. Like the difficulty of this chart really shows itself once like the main patterns really kick in, which is like a few moments from now. Everyone really stable on those stairs except for a Wolf who unfortunately dropped to below 99% as we see these really fast bursts kick in.
I mean, it's just basically what tech is. It is technically correct in terms of snapping, but unfortunately, it becomes the victim of having a low star rating in the entire rice pool. So this is definitely not in terms of density hard, but it's just in terms of practicality and whatever you have to hit it precisely is what makes it the hardest. But Shield's actually taking the first mistake here.
A clean miss though, relatively speaking. Like it did not really drop their accuracy that much. Like it's just that compared to what we saw from the previous pick, really, like seeing that one miss seems so huge.
Yeah, this definitely
Yeah,
kind
it
of
is very
momentarily
because
goes to
what
Poland here.
we're practically tied actually. Now that we're seeing it,
Yeah, but we still
Poland
got
needs to win.
a lot of polyrhythmic structure after this, so Wolf needs to hang on.
Actually, Wofu is starting to increase their accuracy a little bit. So actually, so far so good coming from them. But they gotta get that up. I see a 200 from Desaya on those mini spacebar mini jacks.
Oh, there's another
But
200
it's still
actually.
super close.
Shio's actually dropping to 99.6, just under there. Actually, at least gonna Majitka, no! Oh god.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That's actually unfortunate for Baguetka.
Uh,
But again, but they're still within striking distance. Who knows? We might actually find yet another miss coming from Team Peru. But like, there's not much notes
uh,
anymore. So
it's
that doesn't really matter
late.
now.
Too little, too late there for Poland to catch up. Knowing Majeka's miss at the very end is just as tragic as you can get here.
Wolfu and Josiah, the full combos, one full combo each for both teams, as Team Peru picks up match point.
It's pretty self-evident knowing that the supporting players are actually getting the FC while the carries are not, which sometimes it happens, but unfortunately that is also a break point for Peru here. So once we get to the second ban phase here, I'm wondering what Poland is gonna ban here at this point, because knowing the Rice picks are, I guess EX1 may be their ban, but I'm not too sure either.
I'm thinking LN1, not EX1. I'm thinking LN1 because it does seem that Poland is capable of keeping up really on these super technical, like super physical rice charts. So EX1 might seem a little bit um too I don't want to say reckless because there is some theory about it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's some truth to that. Oh, that's
Yeah.
a pretty bad roll for Peru there. So Poland has a higher chance to know what is gonna be the strategy going forward. Oh, reverse order.
And
Okay.
just the palette.
71. All right. Well then, actually, Rice 2 being the banner for Poland here.
Interesting. Shifting strategies a little bit here for Poland. So I guess that's fair. The rice picks aren't exactly working for them, but like they've been pretty close though.
Peru's banning True Blue. Oh, that's interesting. I haven't seen a ban. I haven't seen a ban from True Blue like after like all the matches we saw just earlier.
Wow, I did not expect the LN release would remain of all the charts.
What does that mean for Peru? Does that mean Peru wants to pick LN1?
I don't know. I don't know if I don't think it's a pick that they should go for. I'd say.
Okay, yeah, Rizoko Pudding Hybrid 2 is the pick for Peru here.
Okay, I think that's more like it.
I'm kind of wondering if they're feeling a little left with some mercy here for Poland just to not banning the one of the LN picks remaining out, apart from EX2, that is.
Okay. I'm pretty sure, like, if this match somehow goes the distance, I hope that it does. I really have a feeling LN1 is, like, just gonna be left there all alone. Like, not being picked, not being banned, not being protected. Like, it's just gonna be there, existing. Because especially for this particular matchup, like I just don't see it being played at all.
I mean, I guess that's fair. I mean, if you close this match out right now, it's just gonna be left alone.
Okay, so this pick, really good pick actually coming from Peru. Since this chart is pretty much like super heavy on the accuracy factor, considering that there's like a lot of chords. This is heavy on the chords, especially on like the percussion heavy sections. There are some pretty tricky LN areas. There's some pretty tricky chord schemes as well with the guitar solo. So just an overall test of what do you call it? Like overall skill. Okay, that sounded bad. Overall test of overall skill. Oh, okay, I think that works.
Okay, so the substitution for Peru, actually, the visa is kind of actually coming right instead of Joshua here, which I think it should be a decent call, knowing that all of the picks I've been so far has been mostly Joshua missing, apart from Rise 5, which is at least in the side of things, I think a fresh change of pace would be a decent one for Peru.
Okay, we're just waiting for everything to settle. So now, a theory. Let's ask, while we have some little downtime, who do you think stole the pudding from the fridge?
Actually, I have no idea who's gonna be stealing in the first place.
Like the last time I posed that question, on the previous match I commentated, we had the MVP of the chart be the one who stole the pudding.
Well, I mean, it's just either the carries, I guess, but it's just whether or not the Vegeta could be stolen the pudding, but knowing the consistency for Vegeta has been pretty stellar. I guess in terms of against Sho, which Sho has been kind of missing multiple times, I think, in terms of all other picks. I think Sho missed like a couple times in the EX3 before, so maybe Vegeta gets the pudding this time.
Hope to see this start get started soon, at the very soonest. I think we're just trying to settle a few things in the room right now.
Yes, at least I think knowing that the visa, I think that they played for like round of 32 before. It's just maybe some of the hybrids. Maybe I think it was hybrid 2 in particular, which is also considered like a technical hybrid side of things. Actually, hybrid 3. Sorry, not hybrid 2, but hybrid 3 was the one that they actually played. But at the very least, though, is knowing that this is just court after court being as a sole focus of the hybrid is definitely I think one of the Peru's biggest strengths, really.
So, what else? Maybe something to note as well is like this has been the trend throughout the entire thing, and it's actually really funny to notice like what happened in the previous pick. Like it was the second players who practically outscored the carries. We might actually see that happen again for some like I have a feeling we might see it happen again.
Oh, that would be like wild, knowing that supporting players actually outperforms the carries, which you would normally expect to see the carries being, well, carrying a whole team, really. Well, I guess we're gonna see who takes the pudding. And for some reason they just inversed Vegeta is the only one who gets the pudding. Okay, there you go.
Okay, there you go. Everyone has it now. Again, no guesses. Or I say the MVP of this match will be the one who's confirmed who stole the pudding from the fridge.
Yeah, so far it's just the intro. I think a lot of players have been struggling on the intro. I think for, well, I guess this in particular. I think for some teams, which I'm glad that Vegeta and Sho is actually putting enough of an effort to just outscore every single one of them.
Woeful with the initial miss here, which is not exactly the thing Poland wants to do right now if they want to extend this match by at least one more chart. But it is fairly early. Anything can still happen. Like their accuracy is actually pretty decent. We see Divisa trying to settle down in that mid 99 point Mid 99% accuracy. Wolfu finding yet another one, but the full team
That's a
reset
team
here from Team
mistake.
Peru is actually pretty big. But Wolfu trades one of them
Oh
again,
boy,
so Peru will be
oh,
maintaining this. Will be maintaining this small margin. Oh boy.
Actually, this is looking pretty scary, knowing that it shows the Visa missed ones and everything. But I mean, it looks like it's just running away with the pudding. I feel like.
Gosh, oh, this is still super close. Like Poland is still well within striking distance of Peru right now. Wolfu just needs to pick up the pace a little bit, try to find some stability with a combo, because you don't really want Peru to pull ahead, because we're now entering like the funniest section of this chart, I'd say.
Yeah, we'll see what happens in this one. Knowing that actually she was recovering quite nicely with a 99.74, just about. And then I think that seals it. Bejeka really did steal the pudding.
There you go. And what is that? 200 count. That is a super clean full combo. Oh my gosh. Divisa also missing out on a full combo as well, only getting a single miss. But regardless of anything, it is Peru that will be moving on to the winners bracket quarterfinals right here. Poland, unfortunately, will be relegated to the losers bracket. But I'm pretty sure Poland is not gonna go down without a fight.
Absolutely, knowing the scores, the arsenal of scores that Poland has, I think they have a chance to go even further from like last year even. So that is definitely a sign for things to come for Poland, trying to battle it out in a lower bracket just to get things straight. And Peru, though, being the winners bracket of the quarterfinals, they still have a long road to get into the coveted podium if they want to go there.
Yeah, but if they're taking this one match at a time, they are doing that very well. Like what? They're 3 weekends away from getting their best ever finish. And they only got their best ever finish last year. So who knows really what surprises await us and this really good South American team. But anyways, I think that's it for this block of matches. I think we have another set coming like a few minutes from now.
Yeah, just about.
Indeed,
Just under half an hour, we'll have a lower bracket matchup between Denmark and versus France, which is quite an interesting one, knowing that these two teams are kind of just very similar in terms of skill set. Not really in terms of just kind of seeding, but it's definitely kind of an overlap in between the protection bands, most likely.
Oh my gosh! Like, I'll say this right now. I'm not sure if this will pan out the way I think it would, but please watch their rice scores from that particular matchup, because I feel like it's gonna be so interesting.
Well, that is that one definite hint of overlap that I feel like it's not gonna end well for anyone involved if it's actually gonna go to a much closer matchup. But again, that is one setup match between Denmark and France, and we got quite a bit of a few hours, and which is going to be Ireland versus United States, which is a little interesting one, knowing Ireland made it out at around the 32 winners bracket. So quite an interesting one to see.
Indeed. And I think that's pretty much it for both of us, Mifa and Sergio 85. We will be back in 26 minutes for yet another match in the Oceania 7K World Cup 2026.
Yep, take care, everyone.